I'm the Educated Idiot, and today we're going to make a lamp for our 3D printer. We are going to build a little arm so that we have light at our 3D printer. I've already printed up everything that we see here on the table. There's going to be a few additions that we're going to have to the piece. We're going to grab those as needed. First, what we're going to do is we're actually going to fit the light panel inside our adapter. We modeled this up in Fusion 360. We got these little LED panels here, 12 volt systems. They run off about 0.24 amps. We're actually going to run 2, if not 3 potentially, in series to get that to work. So essentially, get all this loaded up here, verify the fit, pop it back out, take the adhesion off the back. We may end up having to glue these down here in the near future because they do get a little warm in the test unit I've got sitting over there. We're going to take our trusty Knipex needle nose. Actually, we're going to leave those on. We're going to nip it off of this end just in case I need it. We're going to leave just enough on the back side of those. We're going to turn our soldering iron on. Get everything out of the way. Let's assemble the arms. So we've got males, and we've got the female connector there. Beautiful part is, female connector, you can press in. This is an M4 nut. And then we've got some long M4 heads here. We're going to screw those directly down. So there's our arms. They have a little tension on them. We've got this beautiful clamping system that they designed. And the link for this print will be in the description. It was taken from Thingsiverse except for the mount for the LED light that we designed based on the light panel that we purchased. Pretty quick and simple block conversion. It's got a little foot here, so pop that on. Boop. That allows you to get that in place. I'm going to show you a trick, because we're going to have to pop open some of our hardware here. Get you some M4 bolts, slide it duly in here, get you a small pair of channel locks. These are from Knipex PC5. Beautiful little things to work around crafts. Push button lock. And you just simply press that into place. Now, we use our adapter here. Slide that down. Get you some M4 nuts. Make sure you got that pressed in. Like this one. Obviously I did not check the fit. So what we use is a little drill. Line that hole just a hair. Bolt fits down beautifully now. Screw that all the way in. Down and tight. Have a little movement in it. We can loosen that up later if we need to. And the last piece, we slide the arm on. little test clamp here on the workbench. Arm stays in place. Now, we need to parse the nut into this side. Without dropping it all over the floor. You notice this PLA shrank just a hair, so we might have to put a little more pizzazz behind this crimping. With many of efforts, we're going to get it done. Just like that. You push around. And what's done is done. Now the other small piece we need to do here, we've got some reliefs cut out. Got some reliefs cut out here in the actual piece. The reason we did that, so we can take a small bowl or small nut, drop that in with a little bit of pressure. I'm going to come back through some cyanoacrylate, greasy glue, and just kind of glue the edges. Don't need a bunch, just enough. It's probably more than we should have put in there before it starts to spread like wildfire. Take our Instaset, give it a quick little spray. Bob's your uncle, she's good in there. Take our little bolt, run her through. Verify fit. She still threads in. It still clamps together. Now we go to put this together, which we're going to do right now. We're going to have to take a couple washers because the play in this is just enough that we won't be able to have a tension fit while clamping down. So we've got a couple washers.
A few moments later.
Now, with a couple spacers in there, and give it just enough tension to hold in place without deforming our original design. Get that put up here. Another N4 bolt. Now, you could put another one of these L brackets on here to turn it sideways so you can have it facing down. I want it facing my printer so I don't have to have that extra pivot in there. But it wouldn't be a bad idea for future models that we put together if we want to put one here on the workbench. Because these LED panels, 10 of them were 18 bucks, so less than $2 per panel. And 3D prints, if you got a 3D printer, you've got maybe $2 in pieces. So it's under $5 and you got yourself a nice little work light. Alright, soldering iron's nice and warm. Let's solder up some material here. It's going to be a little awkward for the camera. Beautiful. I know what you're going to say. Hey, idiot. You didn't put any shrink wrap on there. We haven't connected it to anything yet. No worries, mate. Nice interlace there. Soldering iron back out. More burnage around there. Not bad. Nice and firm. Nice and firm. Then we are going to take our collection of shrink wrap. Maybe a piece to fit. No need for razor blade. Roughly measure. Roughly measure. Toss aside because we will be using those again. Slide that over. Some guys prefer to use the soldering iron as their heat source. I just no lighter guy. Hit it with a little freebird action. Get it down. Needs to be just enough to make sure we don't get any cross contamination. Beautiful. Now, what we're going to have to do now is we're going to unbolt the previous one and hook up these two wires. But before I do that, I'm going to take a nice little piece of bigger shrink wrap, keep these two together. So what do you think? Too big. It's over here too big. Too small. So this is going to have to work. We're going to cut a couple small pieces so we can keep these things together. So one piece we're actually going to slide over and reinforce our first one just a hair. So these two can mate up nicely. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Wonderful little shrink wrap job. Couple little collars out of this thing. I know what you're saying. Hey, you're an idiot. Your fingers are really close to that. Yeah, you work on cars long enough, you have a tendency not to feel heat anymore. Because you put your hands in dumb places because you're paid by the hour, paid by the job, not by the hour, and you gotta get shit done. Like a glove. Look at that. She's a beaut, Clark. She is a beaut. Alright. Plugged up, red to red. Let's grab a 12-volt battery that we've got. Let's give this thing a little test run. Boom. Let you guys take a look at that. We'll put some pictures up of before and after. More importantly, right now what we need to do is we need to go unbolt and unplug the old one. The other one, we do some finagling. This will be good. We're going to use a little bit off that shrink tube again. Make these things pretty. Just some small bits here and there. That's definitely in my face. Let's put that up there so you don't have to see it. Now, we're probably going to fast forward to this part because you don't need to see me putting a bunch of heat shrink.
Many months later.
Alright, so we've got this fun little adapter we can put up here. So we can solder 3 together. Bring that little bad boy down. Get them all splayed out nice and pretty. Now here's where dum-dum me almost forgot to put the heat shrink around there. But we're going to put it around the single side, not the dual side, because that won't make any sense. Slide that down there. That's going to be my single side. We've got the 2 lights. Let's give that a little snug down, what do you say? You can hear it kind of go crunchy, crunchy. Alright, so 2 leads. Plug this one back in. Always match red to red, black to black. Now it's not going to work. Got a little 12-volt adapter. Plug that into the power strip. And would you look at that? On, off. We've got some light now, son. Alright, now let's get these over on the 3D printer. We'll show you before and after. I'll show you what they look like. Thank you for getting educated. Remember, if you hated that video, you know what to do. But if you liked the video, hit that like button. While you're clicking buttons, might as well click the subscribe and the bell buttons to be the first to watch the new Educated Idiot videos.